Hello and welcome to Question Time. I'm Benga Ashuru. With a gale of killings in the north-central state of Nigeria, the bloodshed across Benue, Nasarawa, Taraba, Plateau, and Benue states remains a puzzle to many observers. The widespread killing is believed to be a fallout of the age-long farmers' herdsmen crisis. But with the deployment of sophisticated weapons in these attacks, who are the merchants of war? Please join in this conversation. Send us a comment on our social media platforms. With strong allegations from the Benue State Governor that herdsmen attackers have a base in Tunga and away in Nasarawa State. In this engaging interview with the Governor of Nasarawa State, Governor Al-Makura, for the opting time, we put this question pointedly to him. Are there herdsmen attackers in Nasarawa State?
It is not true at all. That's my first response. This is because there hadn't been, there is none that I know of any kind of bandits or militants lurking anywhere in Nasarawa State with the intention of attacking Benue or any other state. I think that was unfair statement for anybody to make because it's speculative and stigmatizing.
But the allegation itself is very specific. The name of the location is mentioned, Tunga and Aware. So why would such name be mentioned out of all the communities in Nasarawa State?
Yes, you never can tell the mindset of whoever is making that claim. One might be under some kind of spell or some kind of sleep to impress who, I never can tell. But one thing I can say categorically is that I've never had any reports by administrative officers that I have in those areas of Tunga and away. Neither have I got any security reports by the security operatives of the presence of any kinds of bandits staying anywhere in that area.
The nature or the identity of the herdsmen comes to mind now. Many a times these people have operated as a faceless entity, but you are hands-on, bearing in mind that this is happening within your domain. Who are these herdsmen attackers? Where are they from?
I think I'm not the right person to answer that question because I have nothing to do with the attackers or the herdsmen. But I have the opportunity to be a citizen of the northern part of this country, and particularly in Nasarawa State, where since time immemorial, the activities of herdsmen migration from one place to another had always been there. And we grew up seeing all this as part of our life generally. The issue that recently degenerated into banditry, militancy, and all kinds of armed rascalities associated with herdsmen as something that is not peculiar to Benue or Nasarawa State or any other state for that matter, from Sokoto to Zamfara to Kaduna to Katsina. We have all this kind of thing. But I think one can make some kind of assessment or analysis of this kind of herdsmen. The one that we had always known are the normal herdsmen that you see them within your domain. They stay for certain period in the season and move around to another place in search of greener pasture. Such herdsmen had only 2 or 3 types of weapons with them. If it is weapons or something to protect themselves, the stick, which had been always associated with a herdsman, then with a cutlass to some extent. Once in a while, you might see a herdsman carrying a den gun, this local gun. This was understandable when we were growing, because as they go into the bush, you see them with pigeons, with guinea fowls, and that. So the other aspect of herdsmen in courts, I don't want to call them herdsmen, they are bandits. Because I don't think there's any herdsman with his herds of cattle that will go grazing and also attack people with his weapons. Where will he leave the guns, the cows?
Now, this is coming with a new narrative entirely, because the manner of operation, they have displayed the use of the deployment of sophisticated weaponry. When you consider the cost of AK-47, then the question comes to the mind: who are the merchants of war? Who are the merchants of this masquerading as herdsmen attackers? Who are the sponsors of this killing?
I think that is the $1 million question that begs for answer from each and every one of us. I believe these people are bandits. And until recently, this kind of experience was never known in our clime. But the issue of banditry, the issue of cattle rustling, the issue of militancy and killings are things that are happening only very recently. And you find that these things are happening across the northern part of the country.